Hey guys, get ready, because this is a video about MLA formatting. A lot of people nailed it, but I'm going to give a quick tutorial for people who are still struggling a little bit. So here we go. The first thing I want to show you is the Purdue Online Writing Lab, or the Purdue OWL. This is an invaluable source of information. Bookmark it, because you're going to use it all the way through college and beyond if you continue writing these types of papers. So the page that I'm on is just the MLA general format. And it lists the general guidelines, the paper format, etc., and some of the rationale. But basically what we're looking for is that we want to be sure that we're all using the same conventions and papers look essentially the same, so that you don't spend valuable time trying to figure out what a person means when they're citing this or that. And so, honestly, just so things are simple to read. So let me get rid of that, and then we'll move to the paper that I've already written. You guys have seen this before. So the first thing is that the margins on this are too narrow. So we're going to go up here to page layout, and let me scooch this over so you can see it. Page layout, and then margins, and then I happen to have a handy thing right here, and you probably do too if you're using the same version of Word, where I can just click normal margins, and you see it's got the 1-inch margins all the way around that the MLA guidelines call for. So I'm going to click that, and see, now bada bing, we're further from the edge. The next thing that I'm going to do is, this is too skinny. These lines are too close together. I'm going to go ahead and select everything. And then I'm going to change the line spacing, because MLA format calls for lines to be double spaced. So I'm going to go up here where it says line and paragraph spacing, and I'm going to click on 2.0, and voila, there we go. Another thing that MLA formatting calls for is left alignment. See how this is straight here? And I want you to notice that I've got this 1/2 inch indentation right here. Those are the MLA conventions. One thing that is not in keeping with MLA conventions is this 11 points. I need to change my font to 12-point font. And notice that I'm using a font. You can use Times New Roman, you can use Arial, but what you want is a font that is clear and easy to read, and that has italics and bold that are easily distinguishable from just normal typing. So, all right, now I've got my 12-point font. I've got the right margins, and I'm left justified. I have seen people, lots of people like to turn it in centered so it looks like that. No, please don't do that. And also, don't use this one where it stretches everything out so that it ends at the same place over here. Then you end up with weird spaces between your words. We want to use the left justified. Okay, so I've done everything I need to do to the whole entire text. So now I need to come back up here and give myself the name information. So I'm going to start with my name. That's my name. And then I'll start with my teacher's last name, which happens to be myself in this case. And then I'm going to give the course information. This is AP English Literature. And the date. Today happens to be September 4th, 2017. Okay, so now I've got all that information. This also calls for me to have a title. My title is going to be centered. I'm going to give myself just one space. I'm just going to hit return once, and I'm double spaced. So I'm going to give myself a title. This is my... Ooh, that doesn't work. I need title capitalization. This is my excellent title. Gender in 1,000 Splendid Suns. And I need to italicize this title. No, not that whole thing. I need to italicize the title of the book. And then I need to center this whole thing, because the title has to be centered. There we go. And then I only need one space after it. So there's my title centered, and then I move right onto my paper. Something that people tend to struggle with a lot is the header. So I'm going to show you how to do that real quick. Professors in college will often have you leave the header off of the first page, but I'm going to go ahead and have you do it here just for the sake of simplicity. So I'm going to double click in the header and see how that opens it up. And then I want to take it all the way over to the right because that's supposed to be right justified. The header is going to include your last name and your page number. So I'm just going to type my last name, one space, and then I'm going to insert page number right here. And it's going to be at the top of the page, and it's going to ask me to format it, etc., etc. Oops, I got rid of my name. So, okay. So now I've got the header up there, and if I scroll down, I'll see that it carries forward my name, but the page number changes because, you know, the page changes. Okay, so now I've taken care of all the basic formatting issues. The last thing I need to do to make sure that this meets MLA formatting guidelines is that I need to insert a works cited page. So my works cited page is going to go down at the bottom, and sometimes you'll find you do the works cited and then something changes on your paper. So we're going to go here and we are going to insert a page break, which is going to automatically put us on the bottom here. So I'm going to go back to the, where's this guy? Go back to the MLA formatting, and here's a sample works cited page. And this, they're really good about giving you an example of different types of citations. So you can see that I have to have the author's name, I have to have the title. This one you can tell is an article because it's in quotation marks. Here's an example of a book title. So get that out of the way. Let me just click that button. That makes more sense. And then I'm going to show you what my works cited page will look like. I'm looking to a different version of it because you don't need to watch that whole thing unfold. But so the works cited page, the title of that page is works cited, and then you just add the author's name, a period, the title of a novel is going to be in italics, and then the name of the publisher and the date that it was published, the year that it was published. And that's it. It's pretty straightforward. The other thing that I want to point out is in-text citations. People struggled with this too. You notice whenever I quote anything in here, I have an in-text citation. This is just in parentheses. It happens before a period, and I just list the page number that I got that that quotation from. I want to go back to the first incident. This is the first thing that I quote right here. These are my first set of quotes. So the first time I do this, I'll use the author's name, and then I'll give the page number, and then after that, since I'm only working from one book, I'm just going to give the page number, and that's it. If I had written a paper that had several different sources, then I would use the author's name every time. Okay, that should do it. That should put you in pretty good standing, and now you know, where's my super fancy intro, how to do MLA formatting for your essay, and there you go.